Alrighty. Let's get this bad boy started here. Yeah, I knew that was real toppy right there, and it looked like it was gonna be coming down, and it did. Yep, you got the crossing right there. Your game, man.
Short?
Yep. Turn off the light. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's do this, baby.
Order field.
Alrighty, guys. My name is Chris, and I am trading the Nasdaq 100 futures. Welcome to today's episode. We will get started forthwith. If you guys want to capture the full screen view of what I am watching today on both screens, be sure to head over to the YouTube channel in the link in my bio. That will have the full screen view, and you guys could enjoy a better experience than just watching it here on a cell phone screen. Okay? So yeah, we're going to get started right now. Wow. We have a sell-off taking place right now in the market. So let's go ahead and kick this bad boy into high gear.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
Y'all ready for this?
All right, who's ready to kill it? Today, June 18th, 2024. Good afternoon, traders. I am Chris, the Algo Man. It may not be Friday, but with the markets closing for Juneteenth this Wednesday, today carries that pre-holiday vibe. Still, don't be fooled. Today's session could be anything but dull with all the eyes on mega cap stocks and those unpredictable meme stocks. So let's dive into what's happening and what's shaping the market today and how the CYMO Pro can help us navigate these waters. Right now, right before I hopped on, I just put this trade on. Again, if you want to watch this full screen, the link to that is in my bio. Okay, you can just click that and watch both screens. Otherwise, you're going to watch me switch the phone around from one screen to the other. There's no problem with that, but it's more of an inconvenience. You will have full screen view on my YouTube channel, and you can see what I'm watching right now. So, what happened this morning, okay? Let's go over some replay right now for the CYMO Pro. Early in the morning, what did you have? You had momentum falling, and this was a fall that was kind of a continuation from yesterday right there. So you had momentum falling, kind of bottomed out right here, and then you had cycle cross right about the let me just put this pointer, cycle cross right about the 1130 bar right there. Okay, that was a setup to go long. Okay, your setup to go long, you could have taken that bad boy all the way till till it crossed. Basically, the crossing here with the CYMO happened exactly at 2 p.m. At 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, then what happened? Okay, really simple. Yeah, this is a 15-minute chart. Okay, and I've got this with the setting, I think, of 16 today. So yeah, I've got it with the setting of 16, and we're going to go over a bunch of stuff today. So again, this bad boy right here, for those of you guys who just came in, you had momentum bottoming, you had cycle going up around 11:30 right there, and that trade was all the way till 2 p.m. this afternoon. It was a long trade that pretty much had you in that trade for the good part of the AM session. Okay, so what's happening now? Price began to go down, and let's jump into the 4-minute chart. Again, if y'all want to see this full screen and you want to see exactly what I'm looking at, just head over to my YouTube channel. The link is in my bio. Click that, and you'll get the full screen view without this like mobile size view on your phone. So you can see that full screen because I am broadcasting this on YouTube. I finally fixed a little bug that we had with OBS, and it's being broadcasted both on TikTok and YouTube right now. So you get the full screen view. Go to my YouTube channel. If you're okay with a cell phone view, then if you're driving or you're out and about, then that's fine. Let's see let's see how this is shaping up. Okay, I had taken that trade right now, and hang on a second. Dang it.
Order field.
All right, I just got out of it right now because this thing just actually kinked back up to the upside. All right, cool. Here we go. This is your 4-minute chart right here. Okay. Again, the full screen view is on my TikTok. Hey Roy, how are you, man? Welcome back. Full screen view right here. What happened? Again, we had the signal to go short at 2 p.m. and sure enough, right almost at 2 p.m. at 3:58, what happened to momentum? Momentum fell. Okay, momentum fell. Cycle went to the downside. This is your you cannot get a better setup right here to go short. That was a setup to go short. What happened with cycle? Cycle hit the bottom and it slinkied back up right there. That was the end of that cyclic rotation to the downside. And then what happened? Price slinkied up. Okay, typically happens a lot. Now, one thing that's important for you to know, and we actually put a training video out yesterday for this, is something that's known as the damping effect. Okay, and this is really important because in the process of you understanding the relationship between the two signals, the cyan line and the yellow line, okay, there's some nuances that are important to understand. We put out a training video and we sent it out to subscribers yesterday entitled what is the dampening effect and how to understand it, okay? The dampening effect typically occurs when you have a strong cyclic rotation in one direction, in this case to the upside, where the yellow line is above the threshold. Typically, when the yellow line is above the threshold, it dampens the signal for the cyclic component. And you typically have 2 rotations in a good cycle period. The second rotation typically ends the trade, and you have to be mindful of that. And I illustrated that yesterday in the video for the 2 trades that happened yesterday in the AM session and in the afternoon session. And that's important because typically when momentum is strong enough that it goes above the upper threshold, price is just going to continue just like a freight train going in the same direction. But within that longer momentum trend, there are cyclic components that you need to be mindful of. And typically on a 4-minute chart, you'll get 2 rotations, and that will typically mark the end of a trade. So for example, right here, even though momentum didn't exactly go above the threshold because it wasn't really that strong, it was right at the threshold flat. You had the first cyclic rotation right here, okay, and momentum being strong, okay, continued going, and you had the second cyclic rotation right here, which pretty much ended right there at this bar, which was the bar right before the top and before the price came down. Amazing how that works. But I encourage you to watch the video we put out yesterday, because yesterday was a classic example of the dampening effect in play in both the AM and PM sessions. So do check that out, okay? And again, if you want to see this full screen, just go to the YouTube channel on my bio, and you can see this full screen and see what I'm looking at and better appreciate the session for today, okay? So, starting off, today's focus has primarily been on the May retail sales reports that actually came in weaker than expected. Now, for you guys who are reading the morning brief, you guys already know exactly what I'm going to say right now because you guys read it and you guys are attuned to what's going on in the market, right? Now, the headline numbers did show a slight increase, and the underlying details kind of reveal, based on that report, a slowdown in consumer spending, which is a key driver of the economy. Now, this slowdown has already impacted Treasury yields, which dipped right after the report. Now, how does this affect our trading process? Okay, well, when you read something like that in the morning, it might signal a more cautious stance among investors, making today a prime day for cyclic movements in the market. So those are the nuances you want to pick up when you read that type of report in the morning, okay? Also, continuing with that briefing report, we had a full plate today. You had 5 Fed officials on the calendar, and a $13 billion, I think it's a 20-year Treasury bond that was going to be opening at 1 p.m. today. So, that was another market-moving event right there. And so these events obviously do inject some type of volatility into the market, especially around the auction time, and we saw how the market responded to that today at 1 p.m. So these are things you want to keep an eye on as potential triggers for market moves as you trade into the day, okay? It's not something you want to read at 12 noon. It's something you want to read early in the morning when you first get ready to open your laptop or your PC and get ready to trade, okay? You read the briefing, you understand what's going on for the day, and it gives you some context and clarity as to the sentiment that might influence the trading decisions of investors. Okay, that's very key and very important. Okay. So we just went ahead and saw how the CYMO Pro, okay, having what I just said in mind, we went ahead and saw how the CYMO Pro took the trade in the morning to the upside, and also how it captured this short trade to the downside right now. Those are some of the best setups I've seen this morning, although the market has been quite a chop fest this morning. It's been very, very choppy, and we knew that coming out of the gate, so it's no surprise to us that the market is behaving the way that it is, okay? But remember, you look for your entries on the 4-minute based on the signals on the 15-minute, okay? So in these type of uncertain times where you have a lot of zigzag in the market, having tools like the CYMO Pro that can adapt and predict these cyclic movements is an invaluable tool, okay? Absolutely invaluable. So stick around. We're going to be here till 4 p.m. today, and we will watch this bad boy play out and see if there are any other trading opportunities. And if anything, we'll avoid some of the bad trades that could whipsaw you and set you back. So this should make for a fun afternoon together. Thanks. I appreciate the follows and the likes as well, guys. This day has been a bit challenging for a lot of traders, who are using subpar tools out there in the market. And that's because the market has been very, very... Look at this. Let me just go back here, okay? I'll scroll back on this. And I mean, really, the market has been all over the place today. Look at this. Started going up and then came down. Up again, but up nasty. Look at this. Up, down. I mean, it was just an absolute chop fest today. And then when you continue moving, you get spots like this where the market is just trending sideways, where it just chops you up from like 1220 all the way to 1250, and then it finally moves up. So today has been a very challenging day, I know, because I've been watching this throughout the morning session. And if you're primarily just trading off of a lower time frame chart, well, good luck to you, because you're going to get chopped up most of the time. And it's a good style of chart to use if you're a scalper. But it's not the only chart you ought to be using when you trade. You have to combine this with a higher time frame chart, take your signals from it, and then confirm the cyclic rotation in the lower time frame chart to time your entry. So, so far, today has been very cyclic, and that's what we're watching right now. We're just going to continue watching this all the way into the close of the market at 4 p.m. Eastern. Also, keep one thing in mind as well. Here's a little tip that I'm sure I've shared it before, but I'll go ahead and share it again. Remember, the blue line represents the cyclic component of the market. Now, I get asked a lot, what are cycles? Okay, and I tend to sound like a broken record, and I don't mean to do that. But if you want a great article on what cycles are in the market, just head over to the link in my bio, and there's an article I posted right there called What Are Market Cycles? go ahead and take a read on that. Okay, that'll be your homework for today. So generally, when momentum, we're talking about a 4-minute time frame here. Okay, remember it's a 4-minute chart. Typically in the 4-minute chart, this is exclusive to the 4-minute. Okay, when momentum is moving between these two lines right here, this lower threshold and this upper threshold, when it's typically rotating between these two lines, your rotations in the cyclic movement are going to be really tight, which means that when the cycle hits this upper thresh, price will typically come down. When it hits this lower thresh, price will typically slinky up. Okay, it's different when momentum goes above this upper thresh or below this lower thresh. Then you have the dampening effect, where the signal dampens the effect, dampens the cyclic component, and you have more of a trend. You have a trend happening in the price spectrum, and you need to be aware of the cyclic rotations to get out of that trend when it signals to. So we did a whole thing on that yesterday and posted it on my YouTube channel. Definitely encourage you guys to watch it, but that's something to know. You know, when momentum is between both lines, you want to make sure that you keep an eye on the cyclic rotation to the upside and downside, because that typically signals reversals in price. All right, so we've got cycle way up here at the top. Okay, what do you guys think will happen next? Okay, I'm curious to know. I'm curious to just get thoughts. Do you think price is going to come down? Do you think price is going to go up? What are you guys thinking from what you see? Okay, Benny said price is going to go down. Anyone else have opinions on that? The same, down. Yeah. I'm of the opinion that price is potentially going to move down in a little bit. So we'll see how it all shakes out. This I've got it set to 9. Okay, I never change the setting on the 4-minute. The 4-minute I always leave the setting at 9 because I want it to capture. I want it to be as responsive as possible and to movements in price. So the setting of 9 makes it very responsive. What's my analysis when cycle and momentum are opposing each other? If I'm looking at the 4-minute time frame, as I am right now, okay, this is just telling you that the momentum is kind of bottoming out from this whole long drawdown right here, and that the cyclic component kind of hit the top right here with this, okay, and it's about to revert to the downside. So it's setting up to go long. That's the way I would interpret this. On the 15-minute candles, you have cycle below the zero line and momentum right at the threshold on top. Also a setup to go long. Now your strong setups to go long is when momentum kinks down on the 15-minute with cycle going down. So right now, the way you have it right here, yeah, this is setting up to go short. That's how I would interpret it. Really noisy trade. Yeah, price action is wonky. It's just noise. Very noisy trade. Again, if you guys want to appreciate this on a larger screen, just click the link in my bio, go to the YouTube channel, because I do have this being broadcast on YouTube right now, so you can actually see everything happening right now on YouTube. Wow, what a noisy trade. Look at that. That looks to me like a news item right there, because price just all of a sudden went. And you know what? You had 5 Fed officials that were going to be speaking today. Maybe something hit the wire. I haven't seen anything pop up on my screen, but maybe someone who's got access to Bloomberg might know. Wow, look at the size of that wick. Jeez. That was almost like, I think, a 20-point move right there. This is a good illustration to bring up the fact that if you set your stop losses too short, trades like this and this type of scenario would stop you out. You know, if you jumped in the trade right here at the open, wherever it opened, and you had set a 10 or 15 point stop loss, this thing would have stopped you out intra-bar right there. This is one reason why you need to set really wide stops for the Nasdaq 100 futures. We just had bar change as well on the 15-minute candle. Look it, I'm going to show you guys something interesting that I think you that you guys might find interesting. Okay, let me just drag this bad boy over here and show you right here. Okay, right there. This is a 7-minute chart. Okay, this is something I have up on one of my other screens here, and I constantly monitor this chart. Okay, because the rotations on the 7-minute are just a few minutes above the 4-minute, but it kind of captures that more longer lasting duration in the cycle swing as well. So for example, we had the swing right here, which pretty much ended there in the 7-minute. Okay, but generally when cycle is going above the zero line on the 7-minute, you tend to get a little bit of noise in the market all the way till cycle touches the top. Then you get these type of reversals. So in combination to your 15 and 4-minute chart, this is one that I watch as well. I definitely watch the 7-minute chart. I particularly look at the direction of which way price is moving using the cycle component here. And right now, we saw that trade on the 4-minute. It got really, really noisy, and this was it right here. Look, it was this trade right here as cycle was just about to top off right there. So this is another view of your of the market that you could have using a 7-minute time frame on your NinjaTrader chart. So I use this quite often. I mean, it's on my desktop for a reason. Wow, that was a lot of noise in that bar right there, only to have price come right back down right there. Pretty amazing. Wow, you guys saw it here. Price kind of topped off right there, rolled over a little bit right there, and you hit this area of noise right here. This area of noise was also visible, as I illustrated to you guys, on the 7-minute time frame, you've got momentum going up, the cyclic component coming down right here. Clearly you're in some type of area of noise. Is this a setup to go long or short? I guess that's what would be on your mind right now, okay? That's really what should be on your mind. Is this a setup to go long or is it a setup to go short? So how do you determine that? You know, you go back to your 15-minute. I'll switch it over again right here. Go to your 15-minute candle right here, and what's momentum doing? Momentum is, excuse me, pretty much flat right there. You want follow-through momentum to the downside to have this thing really rip and tank and go to the downside. Cycle's already going down. Momentum's kind of flat right there. So if momentum tilted down and you had more follow-through momentum to the downside, yeah, that would be a very nice setup to go short. It's kind of a noisy setup right now, the way it is right now. That's why I'm here watching it. The cyclic rotation on the 7-minute is also way at the top. So if it turns down, then yeah, you know, it might make for a decent short setup. So you got to watch these things, guys, in the process of trading. You know, I come on here every day to illustrate what I look at, and I've been doing this for a long time, successfully. So these are the type of things I look at in determining whether or not I want to take an entry, or, you know, if I want to just stick around in the sidelines and wait. You know, you're not going to lose money waiting, but you will lose money being impatient. And I think impatience is one of the key components of many traders losing money when they trade. They become impatient, and you know, they want to force things. It doesn't happen that way. Trading is waiting. Things do look like they are potentially setting up for a short entry. Not yet, though, for me. I'm still waiting. Yeah, you could message me the Life of V after the session's over, and we can talk. I also use machine learning in a few of the strategies that I employ for a different audience, for our registered investment advisor audience. So I do have a few algorithms that I use machine learning on for that, but I'd like to hear what you have in mind. Really noisy trade, guys. Really, if you're looking at the 4-minute, very, very choppy right now. The rotation on the 7-minute right now is cycle is way at the top. And if that bad boy ends up turning over, then hopefully we'll get some follow through on the short side. Market's only down like 20 points. Keep in mind the market is closed tomorrow for Juneteenth. And I obviously won't be coming live tomorrow because the market's closed. But I am doing the one-on-one sessions tomorrow with our subscribers. So if you have questions or need support, just hit me up on my Skype and I'll be more than happy to schedule you for a time tomorrow. But you got to hurry up because the time slots are almost gone for tomorrow, Wednesday. So shoot me a message. I'll be happy to accommodate, and we can do a live session where we answer your questions, help you with setups, help you with anything. And if you just got on board with the CYMO Pro indicators, I can't stress to you how important that one-on-one session is tomorrow, because there's always, it doesn't matter how many times you watch the setup video, there's always something that we end up spotting in the setup of your charts that could potentially impact the performance of the indicator. So it's crucial for the effectiveness of the indicator that we do these one-on-one calls to ensure that they are properly set up on your chart. For example, let me give you a very simple example. Most of the NinjaTrader charts come preloaded with 5 days worth of data, right? Well, that's that's only 135 bars if you're looking at the 15-minute time frame. That's not enough bars to allow the internal calculation of the algorithm to do what it does best, to give you a good output. There are changes that need to be made to the chart settings in order to allow the algorithm to correctly do the internal calculation the way it's designed to work. So I am doing these tomorrow again, these one-on-one. I call them Happy Wednesdays, CYMO School. And hit me up on Skype. I'll be more than happy to help you with your setups and answer any questions. We have found that those who actually do the one-on-ones have a substantially higher success rate than those who don't. Okay, and that's because there's just a number of things that I think a lot of people just overlook in the process of just trying to slap something on their chart to see if it works, So we're here to help you. We want to stand by your side 100% of the way to make sure that you are using this tool as effective as it was designed to be used. So, don't feel shy. Reach out. We're happy to do the one-on-ones. Even if we've talked to you before in the past, we'll do it again. Okay? Because we want to make sure that you are absolutely clear on the process of using these tools. All right, guys. So enough with that rant. So if you're not already using the CYMO Pro, now it's time to start. Sign up for a 7-day free trial through the link in my bio. It's your chance to see how these advanced indicators can refine your trading decisions, especially on days like today. Okay, especially on days like today. So we've got 1 minute for bar change. What are we looking for right here with momentum? I would like to see follow through momentum, to the downside right here. We already have cycle going down. If momentum just boom kinks and goes to the downside, then then awesome. Potentially a setup to go short. Now, the cyclic component on the 4-minute is almost at the bottom. On the 7-minute, it's way up on top. If it doesn't about face, then it might present a short opportunity setup. Awesome. So you did get the follow through that you wanted here to the downside. Where are you at now on the 4-minute time frame? Okay, so you did get something that actually, you did get momentum that actually fell right here. You have cycle going towards the bottom. Let's switch it over to your 4-minute right here and take a peek at that, okay? All right, what's the cycle doing right there? Okay, everything's just been going sideways right here with a lot of noise here in this bar, okay? A lot of noise here in this bar. You've got the cyclic component almost at the threshold right here at the bottom, okay? Do I want to take a short right there? Okay. It just kinked up to the upside right there. Even more of a red flag. Do I want to take a short right there? Probably not. Probably not, guys. You know, this is not what you want to see right here if you're hoping to take a short to the downside. What this is telling you right here is that there's going to be a rotation to the upside before anything comes down. Look, it almost bottomed out right here, and then it did an about face on the next bar that you're in now. And so when you see sudden movements like that, even though your 15-minute is setting up to go short, you don't want to go short. That's just a recipe for disaster if you do. So you want to be cautious. You know, that's a red flag that you need to be cautious, because price is going to start oscillating to the upside. Okay? And thanks, guys. I appreciate you viewing the live stream today. You guys know I try to take more of an educational approach to these streams, and I'm a little bit on the conservative side to trading as well. So there hasn't been a lot of action in this PM session, except this drop right here, right when I got on, and then nothing but noise, followed by noise thereafter. So the reason we're looking at the 4-minute is because we saw momentum dip down on the 15-minute chart, cycles below the zero line on the 15-minute chart as well. We would love follow-through momentum on the 15-minute to bring price down. I mean, the market is really only up about 10, 11, 12 points going into a federal holiday tomorrow. But right now, we don't have a setup on a 4-minute to give us confidence to take that trade. Okay? And that's the reason why you need to be careful. Okay? Now, concerning trading bots, that's another thing I just kind of wanted to bring to your attention, guys. Trading bots will spit out signals, buy, sell, at any point in the chart once it meets certain pre-programmed parameters. What you can't see in the trading bot is the logic underneath the hood. That is the primary reason why so many traders fail with the trading bot, because they're blindly being guided by a tool that they didn't create in the hopes that it's going to produce your desired result. Okay, unless you have a visual representation of what the trading bot is doing in the form of an algorithm, you're driving blind. You don't know what you're doing. Okay, and you will end up losing money the vast majority of the time. Okay, what I did is I took the algorithm that you guys have seen me trade. This was converted over into the visual representation of what you see now, which is right here, the CYMO Pro. Okay, and you can actually see what's happening with price. Remember, it just hit this bottom, it slinkied up, and remember, we were looking at a possible continuation to the downside on the 15-minute, but look what happened. Price is going up. That's the reason I told you guys this is not a trade setup to go short. All right, so that's what we do. You know, we take patient, calculated moves to trade. Well, at least I trade patient, calculated moves to trade my capital, and I don't get angsty. I look for the right setups that I know I can come in and make 50, 100 points, and if you guys have seen my feed, sometimes 200-300 points. Okay, so but it takes patience, guys. It takes patience. Okay, it's just like being a baseball player. Somebody throws a pitch at you, you're not going to swing at every pitch, right? And it's the same thing. The market will throw pitches at you in the form of opportunities. You're not going to swing at every pitch because not every pitch is going to be a big winner. And so you want the setups that are going to give you the highest probability of being the one that makes your week, or perhaps your month's win, right? So be patient in the process of you trading. I guess that's the point I'm trying to make. Oh, you know what? Sorry, this got moved all the way to the... thanks for reminding me. I got carried away. Here you go. Right there. This, to me, guys, looks like it's going to start rotating up in a very choppy manner, and it might just go sideways right now. It's all over the board. And I'm saying that because the cyclic rotation is right here, right above the zero line. So, you know, this might just move up one bar, or it might just continue doing what you saw right here. Okay, so we are to see. Wow. Next bar change. Yeah, you know, wow, look at that, guys. Okay, again, this is the 4-minute time frame, as you guys could tell right here. Okay, and this thing right here is just like I said, just like a minute ago. It's oscillating to the upside right there. So, noisy trade, absolutely. And remember, what typically happens when price starts going up and the cycle hits this threshold right here, you typically have a reversal. So let's see what happens relative to momentum, because momentum also just kinked up right there. Okay, on the 15-minute candle, there is no setup to the upside right now. If you look at it carefully, I've got the 15 minutes set at 16 right now, just to filter out a bunch of the noise. And I said 16. Yeah, 16. But there is no trade setup to go long right now. So if you are taking a long based on outdated indicators, be careful. Just that's my word of advice and my word of caution to you. Be careful, okay? Also, guys, just for full disclosure, I am not a licensed financial advisor. I'm here broadcasting this for entertainment purposes and to showcase how I trade my own account using tools that I developed exclusively to trade the Nasdaq 100 futures. All right, just a disclaimer I have to put out there. This might be what you guys refer to as a head fake, where price appears to want to be going up and then it reverses and it traps you. So watch it, okay? And feel free to ask any questions that you guys might want to ask in the comment section, guys. I'm here to help you understand what you're looking at. Definitely a day that's, oh yeah, big time. This is a day where you know whether you have patience or not. It's a very chop directionless market. And that's a big reason why, I'll tell you, is because institutional traders are not at their desk right now. Tomorrow, they weren't at their desk yesterday. They're probably not going to be today, because tomorrow is a federal holiday. Tomorrow's a holiday that actually never even existed until just recently. And so people just decided to take Monday and Tuesday off. I mean, why even come to work Monday and Tuesday, right? Extend the weekend all the way through Wednesday and then come back Thursday. So, you know, you're seeing a lot of noise in the market right now. Especially around this time, which, you know, it's almost 3 p.m. Eastern. Wow, the market is literally only up like 2 points. It's down like 2 points. It's down 2 points. Wow. Amazing. Okay, you had the cyclic component just kink right here. Okay. Could that be the end of the upside? Now remember, you know, if on the other side of this screen, if you're a scalper, if your style of trading is to scalp price, and you know you're looking at something like this, your entry would have been right here, right at this juncture here at the bottom, right when the cycle went above the momentum line. That would have been your entry as a scalper to go long, and you would have gotten out right about here. You know, this would have been your exit as a scalper to the long side. Okay. I get asked, one of the frequent questions I get asked is, can you use this to scalp? Absolutely, you can. And you can use it on whatever time frame suits your trading approach. I just happen to be illustrating this on a 4-minute because there's a good signal to noise ratio on the 4-minute time frame relative to, let's say, a 1-minute or a 30-second chart, which is super noisy. So I just find it very useful. And my son, who also trades alongside me, uses the 4-minute to actually scalp trades. So He does well for himself doing that, and you can use it as a standalone to do that if that's your trading approach, okay? I personally, for me, I like combining the 4-minute time chart with a 15-minute time chart to provide me better insights as to the trading decisions I make. So, but that's just my style of trading, you know? Did you take that trade? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, he took it. Nikki took it. He jumped in right here. I know he got out right now because I'm looking at it on his chart, and he did take the trade. So he's out of that. All right, guys. So let's look at this together, okay? What do we know that happens typically when momentum is between both the bottom and the upper threshold, as it is right now, and the cyan line reaches this threshold right here? What typically happens when that happens? Price reversal, exactly. Price reversal. Yep, that typically happens. Look, did momentum cross over the upper threshold? No, it didn't about face. It went right there. So you know you're not going to have the damping effect, number one. Your cycle ended right there, pretty much dead nuts on right there at the top of the bar right there. You were done. With that, there was nothing else to do. You know, if you had some other indicator that told you to stay in the trade right now, this would have been not a happy feeling, okay? That trade's over to the upside. Right there. 3:03 on a Tuesday afternoon. So I just showed you guys right now a cyclic setup on the 4-minute, which would have been, you know, something a scalper would have taken. And Nikki just took this trade, as a matter of fact. You know, hopped in right here, hopped out right here. You know, I'm looking at his chart, as a matter of fact, from across my table right now. So again, you know, I try to use this in conjunction with a 15-minute time frame to better improve my entries. And right now there's a lot of noise. You know, price came down on the 15, hopped up, and boom. Now this thing's rotating to the downside, and hopefully on this next bar we'll have more follow-through momentum on the 15, where price could actually go down and perhaps that'll lend itself to a nice short opportunity. Thanks, guys. I appreciate the follows and the likes as well. You know, the likes help spread the video through TikTok and bring awareness to what we're doing. And it also shows your support too. And you guys are an awesome crowd. I just want to let you know, you guys are fantastic. I really enjoy being here in the afternoon session on a Tuesday before Juneteenth. Price is also at the VWAP on the 7-minute time frame right now, and it's looking like this thing might end up setting up hopefully for a potential short, but you got to be careful because this whole last session right here was nothing but chop, and we want to be careful right here. So and also with respect to the win rate, what I just said right now is applicable to win rates on a performance test on a 15-minute chart. I don't want to mislead anyone by telling you win rates are applicable across different time frames. No, I test everything I do. I run and I test on the 15-minute candles. All right, we've got a few more minutes for bar change, and we'll just continue watching this, okay? Guys, if you're not already using the CYMO Pro indicators, now is the time to start. Just go down to the link in my profile. You can sign up for a 7-day free trial through the link in my bio, and that'll be your chance to see how advanced these indicators are and how they can refine your trading approach, especially on days like today, okay? I come on here every day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday to, illustrate different setups. We do a lot of training videos to show best use of the tools. You're getting 2 indicators in one. The CYMO Pro consists of the cyan line, which is the cyclic component of price, and the momentum line, which is represented by the yellow trace here. Okay, so if you're not sure exactly what you'd like to do, go ahead and watch the training videos. I encourage each one of you to watch them. They're free to watch. The link is in my bio as well. Just click on CYMO School and you can watch the full set of training videos there, and that'll give you more context as far as how these indicators work in real-time market action. Okay, so that's there as a resource for you guys. All right, guys, so what are we seeing right now? We got 5 more minutes for bar change on the 15-minute candle. We've got momentum falling. We've got cycle way down here at the bottom right here. What will happen with price? Is price just going to slinky back a little bit right here? What's going to happen? It's just on the higher time frame right now, all you have is a bar that is about as long as the previous bar. So it went up, it went down, it basically went up here, and it came down right to the same level you were at before. So Wow. And that's kind of telling, okay? Yeah, sure, no problem. Thank you for your question, Johnny. All right, we've got 3 minutes for bar change on this 15-minute candle on the chart next to me here. For you guys who are watching on YouTube right now, you guys could see this right now. Price just came all the way down to where this candle was right here. We have momentum is slowly falling right there. It's still elevated above the zero line. You've got cycle just way down here as well. And your cyclic component, by the way, ended right here when you had the crossing, which was at 2 p.m., which was dead on right here at this candle. So when we examine the 4-minute, though, the cyclic rotation is just came all the way to the bottom thresh right there. That's where we're at, guys. That's where we're at. And with momentum being between both the lower and the upper threshold, you know, if you took a short trade right here, you run the risk of price just moving up against you. So again, if you're a scalper, your entry was right here and your exit is right here. All right, as simple as that. Very simple, logical trade setup. But for us guys who are a little bit more programmed in their trading, you know, we look at cyclic rotations like this to ensure that we don't get caught in the counter-cyclic reversals. There you go. Look at the cycle right here at the bottom. This is what I'm talking about right here. Okay, it hits the bottom, it slinkies up, and you know, if you're the type of trader that has some outdated indicators that, you know, is telling you to stay short in the trade, something like this, oh, it's a nightmare to see this, you know, because this right here is going to wipe out any profit you had on the way down right here. You're done. At this point, if you were still short in the trade, you may as well just take your trade off because, you know, you're gonna get hurt. That's just what's going to happen. This helps you avoid that, guys. Okay, very, very simple. Very simple. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you know, my son likes to scalp as well. He's sitting across me right now with a big smile on his face because he's just sitting there printing money. My approach, however, is a little different than his. You know, he's a lot younger than I am. He's only 18, but you know, he likes the thrill of taking these type of reversal trades, getting out right here, coming out, getting out right here, and he does well for himself. He's like, Dad, I can go work a job or I could stay here and do this, you know, and you know, it's a simple decision, and he does pretty good for himself doing that. Just that alone right there. He's probably going to be coming online soon, showcasing what he does in the next couple weeks. I know he's working on something, and you'll be able to catch him in the AM session through my TikTok. But yeah, you know, if you're a scalper, it's an excellent tool to catch those reversals. And you know, as a scalper, that's important because those reversals are typically the ones that chop you up. Yeah, he's a little bit more, into the fast moving trades like what I just illustrated right now this afternoon right here. He's younger. He doesn't have the patience to sit around and wait for the setup. I'm a little bit older, so I like to wait for setups where I can come in and make an absolute killing with what I do. So I don't take every trade. I'm a little bit more patient, but that's his approach. He's younger. He likes that. It gives him the dopamine rush. That's cool. Yeah, we'll definitely make it an announcement when he's ready to launch his stream. We'll definitely make an announcement to that. So again, guys, just remember, trading is about strategy, approach, and technique. In the mornings, read your brief because you want to get a complete picture in your mind of what are going to be the events that might impact the trading session for that day. Okay, and this, it's rolling up right here. Look at this, completely rolling up. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice that on the 15-minute, there is no setup to go long. But remember, each of these 15-minute candles right here contain almost about four of these 4-minute time bars, okay? So rather than sitting around waiting to see what the 15-minute candle is going to do, guys that like price action and scalping will say, hey, well, if there's going to be like almost a four candle move before the next bar, you guys thrive on these type of reversal trades right here. And these are good because these could be 20, 30, 40 points. I mean, there's nothing wrong in trading that. Not my style, but, the indicator perfectly captures these type of trades. Look, going up right there. So yeah, in the morning, get the overview of what the market's going to do first, okay? Put sticky notes on your computer screen, especially for events like bond sales, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, FOMC announcements, CPI reports, anything that might move the market. Sometimes those events, none of us have a crystal ball, could actually move against you. And if they do, you'll be in a bad situation because those events tend to be aggressive, and those directional moves tend to catch a lot of traders off guard. So once you have that in place, then you start refining your approach as to what you're looking at in the spectrum. I typically don't trade for the first half hour of the day. I want to see how the market shakes out. In the morning, there's a lot of noise, especially when you have overlap between the London session and the US session, which I believe ends at 11 a.m. That's when you're going to have most of your trading volume. So I don't mind waiting for the first half hour of the day to see how the market shakes out before I actually place any trades. When I was at the hedge fund that I was with, a lot of the traders did not place trades until after 2 p.m. in the afternoon. They'd sit there and watch the entire morning session until 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and then they'd strategically decide which trades, or if any, they would take depending on whatever instrument it was that they were tracking at that point in time. Okay, so it's different for everyone. I know a lot of traders like to get in early for the price action. Just be very cautious, okay? Always take a cautious, measured approach to trading. Waiting the first half hour of the day, guys, is sound advice because you can see how the market shapes up. You can see what structure is like in the market after the first half hour of the day. And that gives you a lot of context in relation to how the day is going to shape up based on the news events that might impact price. So all these things go hand in hand. It's just not flipping your laptop and taking the first signal you see. There's a lot that goes into it. And so that component of it right there, I think, armed with a good tool like the CYMO Pro, will give you a good edge in the market for what you're looking to accomplish. Right now on the 7-minute chart of the Qs, because I've got another chart of the Qs, I'm noticing that this trade right now may potentially be range bound, and that's range bound between the 485 and the 484 price marks on the Qs. Okay, if this thing goes above the 485.24 price mark on the Qs, then you might have liftoff to the upside, but it is range bound in the Qs between 485 and 484, and it might remain that way for the remainder of the session, but that again is on a 7-minute time frame. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you guys joining the live stream right now. Yeah, why 7-minute, not 5? It's just designer's choice. I find the 7-minute to have a good balance of signal to noise relative to the 5. Specifically for the type of tunings I have on the indicator that I'm looking at on the 7-minute. Yeah, it's just designer's choice. That's all it is. Yeah, I have to try and trade during my 9 to 5. So I can really watch the charts for a long time. Sure, yeah, no problem. Yeah, what you can do, Johnny, is, if you've got a 9 to 5 and your 9 to 5 kind of overlaps with market hours, you could ask for one specific day of the week that you take off specifically dedicate that day to trading, to what you do, and you can start that way. You can start by taking one day off, or perhaps carving out some time anywhere in the week where you take off the morning session from work and then go in the afternoon. Or maybe take the afternoon off so you can dedicate a little more time to your trading activities. And then as you continue to improve and get good at what you do, then you could take a full day off and then maybe 2 days off. And then hopefully you won't have to work any days once you get really good at what you do. You can just kick your job and do trading full time, as I do. But yeah, you could try doing that. Just take a few hours off on the days that might be the best for you. Like, for example, don't take Fridays off, because Fridays you got option expiration. You've got the pinning effect. You got all kinds of stuff that typically happens on Friday, right? And traders take off early to go to the Hamptons for the weekend, so you don't have a lot of volume. Maybe like taking half the morning off on a Monday, or a Tuesday, or a Wednesday, or a Thursday, where you have like normal sessions, might be a good start. and then later on you can take a full day off, but you can experiment with that until you actually get really good with your entry and exits. And once you're printing money, man, you can just kick your job and say see ya and trade full time. Now, for you guys who are just joining right now, okay, you're watching the CYMO Pro indicators in action. I've got them here set on the 4-minute time frame, only because we're looking at the 15-minute time frame. We were trying to see if there was going to be continuation to the downside on this right now, and there's just been nothing but noise in the market with no real direction in trade. So we're watching the oscillation here as price goes up, goes down. If you guys aren't familiar with anything concerning market cycles, how they work, what the theory is behind it, there's a great article that I posted in the link in my bio called "What Are Market Cycles?" And I highly encourage you guys to read that article. It takes a deep dive into what exactly you are looking at here in the screen to help you make heads or tails of the signals that are represented by the cyan line as well as the yellow line right here. Okay, very important article. Highly encouraged to be read if you're serious about trading. Yeah, trading full time is a good goal. It absolutely is. All right, guys, don't forget to tap the screen to give it some likes. Let's try to get up to 250 likes on this session's video. That would be really nice of you guys. Wow, look at that. The end. The end right there. Look at that. The end. Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. That was beautiful. We got to we're almost at 300. Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate the love. Look at this, guys. This did an about face. Your upside is done. Done right there. And we just hit the 330 candle on the 15-minute right there. And this looks like it's setting up to potentially go short right there. So with this about face, yeah. I will comment, though, that you are still hitting that threshold of 484 in the Qs. And, unless it really blows through that 484 level, it's actually, to be precise with you, it's 484.88. So if you're watching the Qs on the 7-minute time frame, if you draw a line at the 484.88 level, that will give you some visual of what exactly it is that I'm looking at right there. If price comes down below that, then you are really going to have a move to the downside for the remainder of the session, okay? Yeah, it's doable, Johnny. It's doable. It'll just take um, it'll just take a little planning on your part to plan it so you can take the time off your job and make it work. But you definitely can do it. I know there's at least four other guys who are using the CYMO Pro who are dedicated full-time traders who are probably on here right now watching as I am, as I'm streaming, who do this for a living. They just trade for a living, and they do very, 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 very well for themselves. You definitely are in an area of chop right now on the 15-minute candles. And kind of just there's nothing going on, guys, right now on the 15-minute. Looks like momentum is slowly coming down. Hasn't exactly hit the zero line right there, but it is slowly coming down. Oops. Don't forget, guys, we're offering one-on-one support sessions tomorrow. It's the perfect opportunity to get personalized guidance tailored to your trading needs. If you haven't booked your slot yet, make sure you do so. I am getting booked up really, really fast. And again, I provide these support sessions to our subscribers. Wow, look at this. Look at this. You just had an end to this tight cyclic move to the downside right here, with cycle just popping back up to the upside. Wow, you talk about nasty volatility in the market today, right? All right, guys, I'm going to step away just for 2 minutes. I'm going to go grab some water. I'll be right back. Alrighty, guys, I am back. Had to get my water bottle filled. All right, remember I just told you guys just a little moment ago that price seems to be range bound right now between the 484.88 and the 485. I think it's the 485.18 level on the Qs. And typically, when that happens this late in the afternoon, you will have a lot of this chop type of trading action happening in the PM session. So be cautious if you're trading with outdated indicators, guys. So for you guys who are watching on YouTube, you guys could see both screens. Right now here on TikTok, I've just got the camera focused on the faster moving time frame, which is the 4 minute, and there's nothing but noise right there. If you're watching the full screen, is there any trade set up to go long or short in the 15-minute candle? Okay, there's nothing. If you look at this carefully, guys, there is nothing right now to indicate a possible long setup or a position that potentially could go short, and it could be a good short. There isn't. There is no trade setup right now. Okay. Again, guys, price is range bound right now between 485.18 and 484.88 on the 7-minute candle on the Qs. I've got another set of charts on top. It's just another way of saying that price is most likely going to be range bound right now. There is no setup right now here on the 15-minute time frame that I would say is a high probability setup for anything right now. And given that tomorrow is Juneteenth, I can assure you that you're going to have a lot of noise going into the close today. This here, guys, is completely directionless trading. There is no oscillation the way you saw it nicely before, where cycle hits the bottom, it bounces up. You get out right here at this bar. Then it comes all the way down, bounces from the top, goes up, and then does the cyclic reversal where it ends on this candle. There's nothing moving forward. There is no stretch, what I like to call the cyan line, stretch of the rubber band from one extreme to the other. You're just right here in the middle. That's noise. This is not, if you ever see this type of movement in the 4 minute, guys, that's just noise in the market. There's nothing going on right now. that would that should compel you to take a trade. And it's very important to identify that because this type of sideways trading action is where the vast majority of traders end up losing money right here. This type of trading right here, because they get head faked by candles like this that go all the way up. I mean, look at the size of this wick right there. Went all the way up and ended right there. And then they get whipsawed. You got to be careful because that's trading this type of chop right here is what will cause you to lose money. Guaranteed you will lose money. I've got 2 more minutes for bar change on the 15-minute candle. Also, guys, it's important that you implement something that I like to call focusing on the process and not the outcomes. That's very important to your trading success. Forget the outcomes. The outcomes are a byproduct of having a good process. And you need to focus on the process of what you're doing if you're going to have good outcomes trading. So price is just going right into that 484.88 level in the Qs. I'm looking at it here on the chart right above me. Okay, if it breaks below that 484 level, you might get more continuation and movement to the downside right there. Yeah, it is going below the 484.88 level right now. Okay, we just got bar change and momentum did move down a little bit here to the downside, still above the 0 line, and you've got cycle below 0. Momentum is following with that right there. But still, price is range bound, guys. It just went right back above the 484.88 level in the Qs. So I'm telling you what I'm looking at. Be very careful. You got 14 minutes for the market to close right now. And there we go. We've got another cyclic move here to the downside. Okay, you had rotation here to the downside, and cycle is where? Again, at the bottom, right here. I mean, you cannot get excited, guys, when a candle like this just, comes down. If you know what you know, looking at the CYMO Pro, you're going to be a little bit more cautious in your approach to trading, your trading decisions to get in. This didn't really come from a long rubber band snapped from the top to the bottom. This just did an about face and came down right here. It warrants caution. Why? Because you're already at the threshold. Can it continue going down? Yes. This can continue going down. It can sink below the threshold here and come back up and finally kiss goodbye with momentum. Okay, we saw that play out in yesterday's afternoon session. Hey, thanks for joining there, Haley. And thanks for everyone else who's joined the live stream today as well. And thank you guys for getting us up to like 500 likes. That's really, really nice of you. Yeah, this thing broke below the 484.88 level that I had told you guys price would eventually break through. So keep an eye on price action right now on what you're seeing here on the screen. Okay? Market's been very moody today, very choppy, very bipolar. It's been up, down, like a swing all day long today. But we've had very good, we had, I think, one good entry, and I think I took another short position earlier, right when I got started today. That was it. There was really not a lot of action. It was a lackluster session today, unfortunately, because you've got Juneteenth tomorrow, and it looks like there might be continuation on this to the downside because you already crossed below the 484 level. Yeah, there you go. It's going to be noisy, but there is downside to this. In a very noisy way. Look at this. Very, very noisy way. Wow. 3:50 in the afternoon. Wow. Wow, look at that bar. That's crazy. This highlights another reason why I don't put trades on past 3 p.m. in the afternoon because of things like this, especially when you're 10 minutes away from the bell. Are you trading the June? No, it's the September contract now. So you guys who are trading the E-mini S&P or the Nasdaq, switch over to the September contract. It's definitely time to do that. That's this, yeah. It's U20. Let me confirm. Yeah, it is U24. Yep, U24 is a September contract. Nasty, nasty, nasty noise. Sure, no problem. You know, you typically have earning announcements that come out right after the bell because you are in earnings season right now. And you always have the risk that something's going to leak before the company makes their earnings announcement. If that's something that leaked is part of the Nasdaq 100, you will get these violent moves to the upside even before the bell to the cash market closes. This is why I always emphasize, guys, risk management. If you're past 3:45 in the afternoon, you run the risk of having stupid things like this just take you out from your entry. If you got in like over here somewhere, something like this would just take your profit, right? And you're going to panic because it's 3:53 in the afternoon and you have no idea if this is going to continue to go up. You're wondering what happened in the market. Well, you're in your earnings season. If anything leaked that's part of the Nasdaq, it's probably reacting to price right here. Price is reacting to it right there. So yeah, this looks like a news event right there. Absolutely. Just look at how erratically it's trading. See how slow this thing came down and this thing just like boom went like that. This is probably a news item right there, something that leaked before an announcement after the 4 p.m. cash session close. So again, guys, trading is just not only about making money. It's about risk management, and you have to know what the risk points are in the market. The imbalances come out. Yep, look at that. Phew. I'm telling you, you had an about face right here. The cycle hit the bottom. Okay, there was only two things that was either gonna happen. It was either gonna sink below the bottom, and you were gonna have a continuation of the trend to the downside, or price was gonna slinky up. And every time we have seen the cyclic component hit the threshold either to the bottom or to the top, there is always a reversal in price here on the 4-minute time frame. So it happens. If it's here, you have a high probability that something like this is going to happen. It happened, okay? There was no reversal in price to the bottom. There was no continuation to the sell-off at the bottom, and everything just poof, popped. So there you go. And another reason why not to take trades at 3:50 in the afternoon. So as we wrap up today's session, guys, remember that trading isn't just about reacting to what the market does today. It's about preparing for tomorrow and beyond. And so whether the market zigzags, our goal is to use every tool at our disposal, like the CYMO Pro, to make informed, strategic decisions. All right? So if you haven't taken it for a test drive, go to the link in my bio. Take it for a 7-day test drive. But also, I highly encourage you to do the one-on-one sessions with us, because we will help you set this up for optimal success on your charts. Okay, we want to make sure your chart settings are set up correctly. Okay. So we've only got about 4 minutes before the session closes. Boom. Pow. Amazing how that works. Take it for a test drive. That's all I can say. Wow. Chop chop day. All right, we've got 2 more minutes for the closing bell on this. And you've already got the cyclic component way, way, way up here, guys. And we know that when it gets way up here, you'll probably have some type of pullback, So we'll see. 2 minutes left before the session ends. So again, guys, I welcome you to join the CYMO Pro Indicator family. We're here to give you guys 100% support in what you guys are looking to do in your trading plan. And look at this. I'm telling you, from here to here, there's nothing else left. Price is already just losing steam right there to the upside. Thanks again, guys, for being an awesome crowd and for joining today. It's always a pleasure. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the follows. Keep pushing forward and make sure you take advantage of all the resources we've talked about. Happy trading, and I'll see you guys next time, Thursday afternoon, again at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. All right? Absolutely. You guys take care. Have a great rest of the day.